Exhumed deck has turned into a value deck instead of a reanimator. With that in mind, we just take Hippie. I'm content to play the really grindy green-black control game. The only problem in this pack is I kind of want Hangerback Walker, but the land's just too good. Fixing is at a premium in this cube. There's 2 each of all 10 of the shock duels, and there's 2 each of the allied colored fetches, so the fixing is there, but you do have to prioritize it. All right, some interesting stuff here. If we go all in with Pod, we've got some interactions with Phyrexian Reclamation, but that's a ton of life. And there's not a bunch of life gain in the cube. Obviously, we're not getting Kitchen Finks late. So reanimation target, but again, without a bunch of ways to discard, I think we're kind of on the value plan now instead of reanimation. Tri-Builder, sack to go to land. Perfectly fine. Just block, sack, go to land, get to the late game better. Gravecrawler is fantastic, but I think it's for a more aggressive deck. Now, you can, again, use it with Pod by getting other zombies. Skin Render is the only zombie we have. That's a Spectre. Skin Render is a zombie. So it's less attractive than maybe it would be. Sin Collector is amazing. You exile an instant or sorcery. We could conceivably scoop up, because we have Windswept Heath, we could scoop up one of the white-green or white-black shock duels. It'd be fine with Pod. I mean, it's just fine trading for a card and trading in combat. The Tri-Builder is just so good with Pod. Kind of give you the option to go get a land or sack it to go get one of your 3s. At this point, we're basically getting Tireless Tracker, or we're getting Hypnotic Spectre. I really want Sin Collector. I just think it's too greedy, and we don't already have the land, so we're just going to take Tri-Builder. That's the pack we opened. Blood Artist is still here. Probably not good in this deck. Marauder is completely fine. It's a 3 for Pod. 3 power. It's going to trade. Lets us both sack creatures. Oftentimes it just is a 3-mana opponent sacks the creature and you sack him. Thinking about Hierarch. I think Hierarch's fine here. Accelerates his turn, get to do dumb stuff like turn 2 Phyrexian Arena, turn 2 Hippie's gonna be tough because that means we need a green-black source on turn 1. I think it's either Hierarch or Marauder. It just comes down to how grindy you want to play. Do I want acceleration? Do I want a more grindy control deck? We don't really have a ton of removal. Our removal is basically in the form of Skin Render and Shriek Maw. I really like Aristocrat just hanging out over here. A single red mana, and we've got a 4/1 Flying Haste. We could Pod for it as well. That's kind of interesting. I think we'll just take the Marauder. Yasova Dragonclaw. Do we get more fixing? I think we're fine. We have 2 Overgrown Tombs. Yeah. 1 tomb. We have both tombs. 2 ways to fetch them out. I think Yasova Dragonclaw is fine here. Probably never going to be using her ability because we don't have blue or red mana. But 3 power, 4/2 Trampler is probably fine. Deranged Outcast is one of my favorite cards in the cube, but it's just not for this deck. I don't think we need Palladium Mirror. We don't need to get to 6 incredibly early. We're happy just to play this mid-range control game. I think we take Yasova Dragonclaw. I'm fine with that. We get the Messenger back. Messenger's amazing with Pod. Zulaport Cutthroat's interesting as a 2. Hedge our bets with Temple Garden in case we get some white cards in pack 3 we want to splash. I don't think I'm going to end up playing the Cutthroat anyway. He does give us life. I think you just take the Cutthroat. None of these cards are interesting. Take the Cycler, land, and Welder last, sure. Alright, so at the end of 2 packs, again, we're just kind of on this mid-range sneaky value deck here. We've got a couple of reanimation spells, no real way to get anything in the graveyard, and a pair of birthing pods. So let's see. Ah, wow. Wow. Several cards here. Life from the Loam was always good, especially with a couple sack lands. Pelucranos World Eater is a 4-mana 5/5 with Monstrosity to take out some of the creatures. I don't like Bob in this deck since we're paying so much life anyway. Bone Picker is really interesting. It's a 3/2 flying Death Touch that you can pay 1 mana to cast if something has died this turn. Executioner's Capsule is fine removal, but I think for our deck, I think the card is Fauna Shaman. 2 mana 2/2, pay a green, discard a creature, search for a creature. It's just throw away reanimation targets, find come into play abilities, works with Pod. I think Fauna Shaman is just the pick. Now if we want to go Reanimator, now's our chance. Entomb and Buried Alive. Alternatively, you have Dryad. We have an Elf, Krosan Tusker, Lotleth Troll. Oh, man. I think we just take the Troll. Yeah, I think we just take the Troll. 2/1 Trampling Regenerator. Pitch cards to get counters. So this next pack we have Green Sun Zenith. Only finds green creatures though. All is Dust. Just want to play the super long game. Unburial Rites is completely fine. Curse of Predation is really interesting. I don't know that we're aggressive enough to use it. To be honest, it's kind of uninteresting whatever we do here. Despoilers, it's fine. I think I'm just taking Unburial Rites. Not really super impressed with that pack. Here we go. Ashen Rider, Terestodon, Avenger. We've got some real reanimation targets now. Even Advocate's fine. Not for a target, but just as a creature. I think we take Terestodon here. It's a 9/9 that can destroy 3 non-creature permanents and put elephant tokens into play. So you can either blow up their stuff, or you can blow up your own lands to make, you know, a 9/9 and 3 3/3s on your side. Avenger, it's between Avenger and Terestodon. Everybody's gonna say pick Avenger. I'm taking Terestodon. I really hope we get Buried Alive back now. Lots of good stuff here. Experiment 1, 1/1 human with Evolve, so he gets bigger. Boon Satyr is kind of interesting. 4/2 flash. Profane Command. I think I'm taking Boon Satyr. Yeah, we'll just play a mid-range, get 3s. Drag a Tree Speaker is completely fine. Utter End is good. Do we have white? Can we make white mana? We cannot. I thought I took that Temple Garden, but I guess not. We have a way to fetch white, but we don't actually have any white yet. Godless Shrine probably won't come back. So Utter End or the Tree Speaker. I think we just gamble and take Utter End. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but it's okay. Now that we've taken the land capable of producing white mana, haven't we? No, I talked myself out of it. I keep imagining for some reason that I have Temple Garden. Well, I think I'm taking Woodland Wanderer anyway. 4 mana, 2/2, Vigilance, Trample, and Converge. At the very least, it's a 4/4. If we find a way to get white mana, it could be a 5/5. Perfectly fine. Nothing else really exciting. I really like Ascendancy, but not in pack 3. Braids is fantastic. How did I miss this pack earlier? What did we take? Oh, there's 8 cards left. We have not seen this pack. This is the last pack we haven't seen. Okay. Apocryphite's probably just amazing with Birthing Pod. Sacrifice it, suspends, comes back bigger next time. It's completely fine with that 3-mana zombie that makes us both sack creatures. I don't think we're aggressive enough for Rancor to matter. Same for Bone Splitter. Braids or Apocryphite. I'm taking Apocryphite to keep the curve low. And I really like the idea of cashing it in off of Birthing Pod. I'm just taking life from the loam here. Mirror Entity is a fantastic finisher for a beatdown deck. But we're not playing that deck. I think you just take life from the loam. Get back the fetch lands. Thin the deck out. Not a lot here. Take the Dryad. May or may not be good. I almost want to take this Breeding Pool just to have another color for Converge, but it just seems stupid. So, Despoiler. Wow. We didn't get back Buried Alive. We have Lotleth Troll, and I don't think much else of it gets stranded in our hand. Fauna Shaman. Okay. We have Fauna Shaman and Lotleth Troll. So I think with our reanimation spells, we take Ashen Rider, and we've got some payoff for the reanimation now. 5/5 flyer that destroys a permanent or exiles a permanent. I think that's completely fine. Not much here, kind of in the draft. What do I not want to play against? Emerge Unscathed. I don't want protection. Don't want flyers. Poor Jeskai Ascendancy. So here's the deck. Or here's the list anyway. Now we build. Let's see. Let's just get the pods in there first. Playing the pods, so we start the chain. We can end on 5 with Acidic Slime and Shriek Maw. Man, I wish I had red mana. What does this say? Search for a forest. Search for a mountain. This has both types. All right, we're there. We're going to play Falconwrath Aristocrat. Aristocrat comes in. Skinrender comes in. Woodland Wanderer comes in. Our 3s are Tireless Tracker, Hippie, Fleshbag Marauder. Because we're playing Pod, we're playing Messenger. 2s, Satyr Wayfinder, Secure Tribuilder, Fauna Shaman, Lotleth Troll, Apocryphite, Deathrite Shaman at 1. So that's kind of the pod curve. I think that's fine. Let's see, we need Entomb. We need Exhume. Do I want Unburial Rites? Or I want Life Death? I think I want Unburial Rites. 2 big payoff creatures and Rider and Terrestodon. Play the Arena. The problem is we're at 23 cards and I still want Unearth. It just hits so much. We've got a couple of 4-power dudes sitting here. Boon Satyr or Dragonclaw, are they better than any of my 3s? Tracker, Hippie, Fleshbag, Gerard. I think if we're on the pod plan, we got to play the Messenger, so We're at 23 cards. I want to get Wicker Bow in, but he's probably fine in the sideboard. Same for these two guys with 4 power. If we end up against a more Durdley deck, then maybe we just come back in and cut Messenger, cut Hippie, and play a couple more beaters. I think that's probably accurate. There's probably all kinds of mistakes with this list, but I'd be more than happy to play this. I wish we had found some white mana in the draft, or at least prioritized it better to sneak in Utter End. But as it is now, there's some really interesting spots with Pod. Hit Aristocrat, 4 power, haste, cast the Wanderer, couple reanimation spells, couple ways to pitch them in Troll and Fauna Shaman, couple of big targets. I think this is completely fine. We play both Overgrown Tombs because we're green-black. We play both ways we have to fetch them in Foothills and Heath. I'm playing the Thicket because it's a mountain and a forest, so we can fetch it. It lets us cast Aristocrat, which we can also pod into. Podding Messenger into Aristocrat seems disgustingly broken, so we'll run that. Leaves us 12 lands to run. Your mileage may vary. I just count the mana symbols and just see where we're at. So this is both, so we're black by 1, 2, 1, even, green by 1, green by 2, even again, black by 2, black by 3, black by 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6. So 6 more black than green. The spells with double colors by and large are, at least earlier, black spells. So we need to lean that way. I want to take Messenger out. What are we done? So we have 12 spots left. 7, 5, 8, 4. With 4 forests. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still really 9 sources with only 4. I kind of want to play 5 just to get there.